Bo no sia peace 104.3 FM Sonia de Shemaima Yamamunyina Jo and sama hodwa yaboa no memuni ama hodwo so enanwumrei yesi nkonwa edebe somo kaseboi etwa ne ho ede afa hello 101.5 yewodum ewo kumase yebepiem nkraye okay 101.7 ena neat 100.9 yenyina ewo shefikesie mu ewo Abeka Junction Ghana hani amano ni radio stations ahodo pi ena wo makambo mu efa kaseboi ato apiti wiase amadishe piankoma enye bi etie enne enwumre nsema ede somo ne edi wakoten ebi ene se ad hoc committee ya wo paw ye ese konkonsa police yenye hwehwemu ewo mu no wo report no aba ne no ena busa not mrashebedwane ede adesede ato mrashebedwane anim se wo munye ho adwuma animanim ya na ensumadu agi mrashebedwane no so de ato dwase ye hia mrase betimi ayi scholarship secretariat every mampanyi aso ya wose yenya emra ebetimi atu wo mo ase.
We must have a legislation, and the scholarship secretariat cannot be under the presidency. I am of the view that it has to be an independent institution.
Yarefo bia Winneba Trauma and Specialist Hospital ekoto no twene ewuram ma wi akire ma me no ato nananom ewon siedo no majority leader Yerafenyo Makene e de ato dwa akire minority ni se wo munya abotre esan se wo mu yemu hwehwemu kosise hwehwemu no ebekwa wiye no wo mo ento wo mo eboase na abato ya ye transfer vote no nkro ne beya NDC ni MPP se mo ani to ojammom wo makoka barimu agira sechedumase ama chese ayepinso wo ho na sansemi ho na NDC amayokwa wo asantemantemu ede ababonten de abeto dwase yade bi ha dwene wo so mo hwe no mo jai saade no
person kra omo ye no kra no e di pakra ye de enim nti na se omo di omo ni ko senior high schools eso
wadi afutuo ama Ghana fo nyina se bosremu kansem bia ya yekeka efa mojatwe eho no wose enye subampa enni nyina so nye nokore endie hwe na yenyai saade no
mo pesa mo twi moja na matititi nsema nkrofo keka social media ya baisu mboni nyina engu
Wene sanka yahodo enanwumre yaboa no a yesin konwa edebe somo aseda nkoma Osons Chemist MTN High Sense Ghana Amen Scientific Herbal Hospital Duffield Roofing Systems Novus Industries and Trading Limited Budget Cash and Carry and This Way Chocolate Drink and a Special Ice Natural Mineral Water Wandaroma and wo boyichidom na yede kasebono abesomo mi ameken kama mo midin de mame biama kwafo afi ensemono enem edom kasia wa mrashebedwafie won no den honorable Alexander Afenyo Makeno nukro ya efutu mrashebedwane no de adesede atodom kuma no anim ese wo munya komatoyamo no munya abotre esanse Ghana Health Service de krata babonten e de abetu dwase yarefo no a Winneba Trauma and Specialist Hospital ekwoto no twene odwobikotia ye ekowi akire mami ato nananom ewo ensie do no womo egusu dendende a womo eyemu enhwehwemu na Yera Afenyo Makene de sansemi atudwa enedue e won mrashebedwafie bra not Tom mrashebedwane honorable Samuel Kujeto Ablakwa epes wo hunu ehwehwemu ahodo a mrashebedwane ebeye ede afa yarefo yi ane sansensem no eho na no majority leader ede tudwa sebra ohunu se ade no apagya na UTV ebo ho dawro no entemu aso na ode krata koma medical director ya ono eneda Winneba Airesabia no ano ese sa asem no wonu mosuko enyemu hwehwemu nti afei ene hwehwemu na hunsunsanso ebeba enti wo monto mo boase.
According to the story, it is alleged that the said patient was on admission at the Trauma and Specialist Hospital in Winneba, and after her relatives had failed to show up, she was conveyed in the hospital's ambulance and left in a wheelchair at Ojobi, where she claimed to be her hometown and was later found dead. The service, upon receiving this disturbing news, has initiated investigations into the matter to establish the authenticity or otherwise of the story in line with existing practices in the public service to enable us to take appropriate action. The service wishes to appeal to the general public to be patient, as anyone found to be connected with this unfortunate incident will be severely dealt with in accordance with provisions of the Services Code of Conduct. Thank you. End of statement. Signed, Dr. Patrick Kumabwaji, Director General. So, respectfully, I submit that in view of the fact that the institution concerned is taking steps, we may temporarily not have jurisdiction. Our jurisdiction has to do with oversight. If we try to get into such matters, it may appear as though Parliament is trying to ask the jurisdiction of an appropriate institution with a mandate to do this.
Any outie majority leader Honorable Alexander Afenyo Maken na ebra Honorable Samuel Kujato ablakwa not Tom Rashebidwane opeja nsem no Rashebidwe no chese nia ekoso ya de bi ha dwene pa ya eni se ebanyufo ebu wo mani guso.
They just put her in the ambulance, went to dump her in the bush. After 3 days, Mr. Speaker, the patient died. This is a woman who lost her legs in an accident, a 44-year-old woman, traumatized. I mean, this is the height of inhumanity. And Mr. Speaker, this House must take interest. We have to summon the Minister for Health, the Ghana Health Service, the board and management of the Winneba Government Hospital. We cannot accept this. So, Mr. Speaker, this happened in the majority leader's constituency. It has to join us, so we constitute an urgent probe into this matter. This negligence, this abuse of the 1992 Constitution and the gross violation of the Hippocratic oath of our doctors cannot be accepted. There is national outrage, and as a House, we have to be concerned and we must take immediate action. It can happen to any of us. We can have an accident anywhere. It can happen to any of our relatives, and Mr. Speaker, we cannot accept this gross negligence. So this House, Mr. Speaker, must take an interest in this matter urgently so that we can be responsive to the plight of the people we represent in this House.
Na ne kwakra mu na Speaker of Parliament Right Honorable Aban Sumana Kingsford Bagben enso edi to dwase ne ekoso no de yade bia eti akoma pa nanso no ni nyina mu eye hwehwemu ya won beye ama akosi asenti fie ho wo munya abotre na Ghana Health Service wo mu ye hwehwemu a wo munwie wo mu hwie ahunsunsanso no ogidi se wo de ba betudwa.
I got so sad that as a country we have gone that low. It should not happen. But these are allegations. And so what we have to do first is to await the investigation by the appropriate authorities. And then if we feel that justice has not been done, we will exercise our oversight responsibility and take it on. So the majority leader is right in saying that let's wait until we get the reports from the appropriate ministry, and then we can take the necessary action. That is the way to go.
Right, Honorable Speaker of Parliament, Ena Oten Nkana, Emmanuel Akoli, and William Genso, and Buan Semiano Bai. Na, yada so Mashebe fi hono mo Abusa North Mashebe no nukwa minority ranking member on Committee on Defense and Interior, El Mashebe fi Honorable James Agaga, and ono so ede etu ifie no enim se ad hoc committee report wa efa konkonsa police tape no ho ne ho nsensam no. Wo mo ye hwemu nyina wie ama report no abeto committee no enim wo so aye ho adwuma wie enti ebraso se mrahebedwa no so esom na nka na wotwe ye bekwa akosimu no wo motimi adi ho dwuma enti wo de sansemi to dwabra majority leader no abo Afenyo Maken ede dwumadi ahodo a wono bedi wo mrahebedwa fie na wotwe ye bekwa akowuramu no mu wo de ho amane etu edwa.
I'm talking about the special committee that investigated the leaked audio involving the Inspector General of Police. Mr. Speaker, that report is ready. Before we went on recess, it was listed as one of the papers to be presented for the consideration of the House. Now, given the public interest character of that report, Mr. Speaker, I want to use this medium to appeal to you to direct the Business Committee to list as a matter of urgent importance that particular report for us to deal with as a matter of urgency starting from Tuesday.
Honorable James Agaga this ansemi to dwawie na Honorable Afenyo Maken edi to dwase report no ankasa na Business Committee of Parliament womonsa enkan bi it is womonsa kan ye bedin say womo de be hye dwumadi a na wotwe bako remu no womo ebedie mu enti senyame yadom na womonsa kan kianeke wombedi ho dwuma.
Speaker, he is a co-chair of the committee. It's right that the Business Committee can only program an item for consideration when it is seized with the receipt of it. We are not in receipt of that report, and he and his colleagues must do the needful. I don't want this impression to be created that business committee has failed in its work. We have not. You have done your report. If the report is not before the table office and you are having technical issues, it is not for you to smuggle your way through to say that the business committee should program. We don't have the report. The table office has not brought any report for us to deliberate upon. So, unfortunately, he's left the chamber. I would want him to take this up so that they get it to us. Then we can program.
Any majority leader Honorable Afenyo Akan yada so e wo mrahye bedwafi kane dom kase wo mrahye bedwam wo mo ba no dani Honorable Seiche Mensa Bonsu so ame mrahye bedwani eno no de atu dwase aban eto na mo ahodo pi ya wo de edua nnua e wo Ghana nutu ne natanyina na se ya hwe yi a se nnua dua no ebebu aka yansim ebeda ne bibia wo ho a chese mfa so papa bia emfiri mo emma ne nyina eye kwanbone nam so ebu nnua basa na wodi tudwa no chem sa Green Ghana Day ni swadi hunu aben edi aba no se ya hwe yi a ebeye bibia ho ebeye nkobesie enti no yemomode ya hwe se ye bebo ye nkwaye na wo no mo no ho ban ene ye nnua no wodi sansemi tudwa no che se ono ankasa fato no ho so akwapro ewo Ghana fana hodo bebre akwakwohwe se de ye nkwaye ye dosa no ebu nnua ene galamse kura de ene yenka enti se ya nya adwini ya ntoto ye ne mayie ne ye kase o Green Ghana Day aduru enti ye kwa kodua nnua Green Ghana Day aduru ye kwa kodua nnua enua ni bo hokora na wo mo adua wie no ye nti ye ne hwe enti afedan sese wo bekono na adua no awu saa ne ma wonum nyina ye ne ma bi a ahwe yi a Green Ghana Day aniswade hunu no ebe yokwa etu wo sreye na wo de sansemi to dwabra esikuma do bin bra kwa mahye bedwane Honorable Alhaji Alhassan Gansa de ensembia watintim efa se yebetimi aboye nkwaye ho ban ode ho amane ebo eto mahye bedwafie no anim.
Last week, the information threatening him is that they overreached themselves in what effort that has gone into reforestation. Mr. Speaker, but we should know that the past 100 years, the timber that has been harvested in the country is over 400 million logs that we have harvested. Now, the effort by the minister is extremely good, and the minister must be commended for what he started. However, I mean, when he started, it was with 2 million, increased to 5 million, and I'm told what was done is close to 10 million this year. Very commendable. But if we don't stop the harvesting of what is remaining, the minister's effort really would take a lot of doing to get to somewhere. Because even if we are planting 10 million, we are able to nurture it to its fullest extent, 10 million, and you have harvested over 400 million. It will take you 40 years, assuming we hold back the harvesting of timber to replenish what we have lost. Mr. Speaker, so that is something.
Ene kane dom kese wo mrahye bedwafie wo mba no dene osayem uswame mrahye bedwane Honorable Seiche Mensa Bonsu na majority chief whip Honorable Frank Anodompre eno no so ede etudwa se betumi se ye betimi apagya scholarship secretariat efri mampanya so ya ewo na ye do mo akwakotena ba bi fofra mo atimi anyom fa hodie ade wo mo ho a ye ntimi emfa sabe ye nutu hunu enka no kwakwa na emom no ye hia se ye de emra ene betu saa anamo no na oside to dwache mu ese wo hwe scholarship secretariat no a ohaw ne abinidi ahodo pi ene wo mo fm esan ba bia wo mo sha wo mo eye adwuma no na yera Frank Anodompre de sansemi to dwabra not to mra shebedwane Honorable Samuel to ablakwa edi nsem bi beto mra shebedwane no anim efa sede eba se bia wo mo anya scholarship a wo mo akotena ma no ne eco school a wo sa ban etu wo mo school fees di o mbedie ne ho nkro ne ba e wo sa ban di sika kɔ no behwe na aka achi kra no se sa de ne yade bia ha dwen.
Normally has been a question of budget and release. So can we allow this situation to foster? No. What do we do in return? What I think we should be doing, apart from a call for early budget release, we must have a legislation. And the Scholarship Secretariat cannot be under the presidency. I am of the view that it has to be an independent institution that will award scholarship on merit. And it is amazing that from 1960, we have allowed this institution to be under the presidency for a very, very long time. It is not the case that this unrest and worries being propagated by students outside the country is happening only in this regime. It has happened in various governments back and forth. So we may probably have to look at a piece of legislation and to grant some independence to the Scholarship Secretary. That for me is what can put finality to this matter and probably reduce the challenge to the various minimum.
Now, I'm announcing one more sign to just say, Scholarship Secretary, baby, I want more etieno. I want you to know, say, Crano, Ubenya Scholarship, there was a year we interview in Hong Kong bar. Abaya ye sa fano, Eddie Akoko commencing mention to Muye Bibi area, Yasanso Eddie Abba Kasimu, now won't be 2 more.
I recall raised the issue about scholarship access in the country and the difficulties. Not much attention was paid to it. You know, it was one of the statements that we read and then it goes to get dusty on the shelves. Then, when we came to power, I repeated the same matter. And then look at the difference. Look, I'm not politicized, I'm just drawing a bit of difference. Then, when I read the same matter, this time it got attention of powers that be. And as we speak, it went through all the motion. Now, if you want to assess scholarship in our country, it is done at the district level. The compilation and the listing is done at the district level. The interviews are done at the district level. And then finally, the Scholarship Secretariat approves. There's a difference. What the difference is that gone are the days when you are like where you have to travel all the way to Scholarship Secretariat. This time, you go for an interview at the district, and then the Scholarship Secretariat awards it. So that is just an aspect of it.
And now ye Honorable Frank and not Dompre Majority Chief Whip no. Na Honorable Samuel Kujeto Ablakwa Efa so editor abayanim se omo modia se womo anya scholarship akotana manonia womo ekosua de ho no wodu omusika eba komo omo enten se be ya omo ho bedwu omo kakra.
Urgently urge the government to expedite its action and ensure that all students abroad under the government scholarship program are swiftly and adequately catered for. Their well-being and academic progress must be top priority, for they are the future leaders and pillars of our nation. Mr. Speaker, having said that, I believe it is also time for government to heed this call and demonstrate its unwavering commitment to the holistic development and support of our esteemed students abroad. Their success is inextricably linked to the prosperity and progress of our beloved country. Mr. Speaker, we also need urgent reform in the administration, selection, transparency, financing, and sustainability of Ghana government scholarship schemes.
Na wananusi yepena whole west mashebedwane Honorable Emmanuel Kwesi Bejira ono so na no etumu bie no Culture Scholarship Secretariat ne se mo ya yo no kwadodo se obi eba na aba pepe scholarship na so onye party ni nkita party card ni ade a mo mfa ma no eyesubambo ne ntimo hwe na munyae.
We are failing our brothers and sisters. We are failing the generations after us. And this is not good for the image of this country. Mr. Speaker, as I commend the maker of the statement, I also want to reiterate his commendation that we need an urgent reforms. Reform not only the administration of Scholarship Secretariat, because when you put party apparatchiks there, they decide to do whatever they want to do, and nobody can hold them responsible. But if we have a proper laid down rules and regulations, how the leadership or the management of the Scholarship Secretariat and other government institutions are managed or are sent there, we will not have this kind of problem. And I'm sure there are other students who are enjoying because they might have some political, attachment to whatever they have. And so there must be reforms in the scholarship administration.
Ene a woti ye mmrahwebedwafo binom amo ekire o madwen ewo scholarships ayede emma Ghana for no eho esemi nyina ai free mmrahwebedwafie no yenuanom William Gentu na Emmanuel Akoli enebo no ebai yeto aso akonsem foforo emom Executive Director ya oda Africa Center for Parliamentary Affairs ano ASEPA Dr. Rashid Draman enwode etu dwa ese Ghana mmrahwebedwa to so enwotwi ya sesi wo mo aye mmrahwebedwa esinse mu broni beka se hang parliament no aboa pa amamrahwebedwafo no wo mo ayi se bepese minkuminya su afiri ho no mo amma sese nkabomu na ada dipefe pa na okabi ediso right honorable speaker of parliament yera Kingsford Bagben ne die no eso ese sa hang parliament we no aboa ama Ghana yakabi maminkabia memu no etintim pa na ode sansemi ekotu dwabra okopa democracy cup ehontoma hwe emfinhia braduasanie ya o my Ghana yede ho ahyeka mamikabi amemu mu pempenso a ede ye ababedru na ho ena Dr. Rashid Draman ede tu dwachemu se esanse ye pese kabi mamikabi amemu no asie tintim ntino ewosenka emfie nan bia antem no yetiminya parliament yete se de ye hunu nei hang parliament no ewose yekosoa enya bi esanse se toatoa so amanya anka beboa pa amaka mamikabi amemu a yehunu no ase atimyi.
We hang on to it for a long time. Our politicians will get to know the value of compromise. They will get to know the importance of having to work together for the interests of our nation. That will be the biggest benefit that could endure if we hang on to a hang parliament for a while to come. I have seen a significant difference between all the 7 parliaments before now and this 8th parliament when it comes to the role of parliament in the budget process. And this has only been possible because of the hung parliament. I just want to re-emphasize that the hung parliament is good for us. The hung parliament is good for the citizens of this country. The politicians will not like it, both NDC and MPP. But I think for the sake of our democracy, I believe a hung parliament is good for us.
Na Dr. Draman aside to dwache mu se wo mu se hang parliament no aboa ama Ghana kabamikabia memu na tumpon de nanso no ye wo eniema bi wo hono so ema no enkoyie agina basemu na wo kirekire mu ehwe wo behwe na amayoku ahodro binom ne wo mu a wonwoma asua ekwanimo no wo mu empe aban bi wo hono mu a wo mu mpe sa hang parliament ne kura esanse entimi moa emma wo mu emfomu tumi no emu nwura mu enya niema bi nanso ode kokobo etoa so ese dom kuma ai wo mmrahwebedwa ene dom kase wo mmrahwebedwa fie no ma wo mo enwene sebe de wo mbenya nko aho wo mo nwene Ghana mpunto ne Ghana enchechireye eho.
Well, some of the disadvantages could be, first of all, let me put the light one. The light one is that the parties become very uncomfortable. I mean, especially the ruling party, because they are out of their comfort zone. They are used to having their way. And now, if there's a hung parliament, it puts you in a bit of a discomfort. But on a much kind of bigger scale, if you have an obstructionist minority, then the business of government could suffer significantly, and in the end, the citizenry end up being at the receiving end. So this could be one of the huge disadvantages of a hung parliament. At the end of the day, you want a hung parliament, but you also want a responsible opposition that cooperates with government where cooperation is needed.
Enia OTE Executive Director ya oda Africa Center for Parliamentary Affairs and Dr. Rashid Draman Henry Akwesi Menka enebwan semiano ebaye. National Democratic Congress amayuko nenkrabate wo asante mantemu enwomaka setia Ghana Education Service Ghana yenwumesua adwumakuo so wo mama kwan ama adesuafo afri suku mu eja wo mu buku ato hono etutumirika akwakodi amayuko bi achi na nyina kofa bae eye bra penya wotu franka ama NPP amayukwe Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia okopie mu ewo mantam no emu na no NNDC party no ede adesede to abata enim se abata ensore waka no mo nkasentia sa suban no a obehwe na amayoni bia sore waka okopie ha na mo ne ya sukufo se mo nkora mo koto santen kwaje na abababa emfa ne mrafie mo nkoto santen kwa na baabai mo nkoto santen konkohia no sa de no wo se emwa kwa Central na senior high school adesuafo bi ye ma wo mo so wo mo free wo mo suku mu emra Kumasi Jubilee Park na wo mo meye Youth Connect event ya Dr. Mahmoud Baumia sa abre no akopiem e wa Asante Mantam wo ba ebedi hu dwuma no wo kiremu se enyade bi a eboa nea Asante Mantam mu dwemtene oda NDC amayukwa no Augustus Andrews na kwasi bro mo friends antwefo nhia mu edi tu dwa e no kiremu se sa suban na enisi esoso so bio e wo se etimi eje mu to okra na sa adesuafo ti suku dem esua de be mo kwan amomatimi ayire wo ho esua de na amanyofo nso no wo mo yi wo mamanwa wo mo nyi wo mamanwa fenchem ya wo mo fa adesuafo no enko bata ho
na yenim say last elections your former organizer Akamba Eko North any SHS Fobi Eko ye meeting abai no ejina so suspended headmaster of those senior high schools and then Dr. Mahmoud Baumia Ashanti region obai no nenim ayede eguase if you say e bosha or share no wentumi ayede endi so even person kra omo ye no kra no na di pakra ayede enim it na say omo di omo ni ko senior high schools eso videos no ana ede ewo ho no nti say wo ye awofo na oba ewo senior high school na say Dr. Mahmoud Baumia ni MPP abai esan so maye unpopular wo Asante nti omo pe bebi a omo benya edifa
na Yero Augustus Andrews na kwasi esan editu dwache mu sempo no vote transfer exercise ya ekosu no NPP amayuko no na womo akosesa enipa bi efree baby a NDC amayuko no womo edoso paawo na just womo de womo eba be register womo a ni nyina ye niema bi a emwa na entwa yi
edinya ya tro no NPP mu se omo bi a wotro no anyeye amomo transfer yeah no almost say areas here NDC strongholds and also people when here they and they are passing people from other constituencies and they are in the rabble the matter may branch executives constituency executives say omo emma kwai emma omo nye den emfo omo engrem yes say na ubetu aye we transfer akọ various constituencies at least say what na constituency for a year say the partner MPP before the omuko ina no omunya until they are passing people illegally e dey akọ now we are going to resist yeah mo omunya den etromudi
ene a oti ye eye this yamayuko no dwemtene wasante Mantam Yero Augustus Andrews na kwesi Samson Kwame Nyameche ene bo ansem no eba na sa vote transfer hu sensem no NDC ni MPP wo mu akoka baremu ojammom ewo adwase chedumase na ne yekoso de yenko yenua nana fori a otonkrafi na JFM eho na fori ma adwoi
mejo so mame
boyemu ne yekoso
meda say enyi nyina no ehase enura abra any Samayon ko wajira esu se NPP for akọfa nkrofo bi edem abasa mo pọ mo de emese abato nkrata ne mo we enam so e ma bra mo wi na mo kọ no ejira man secondary school so hono na beto dwa se any Samayon ko no emu npenifo ni bi etia o mo ho no ma tese na nyansa nketo a ene e bro de mo fa no kwa enam so kama eduabo krampo eba ma sabre kate no akwa akoto na nanum ahempo mo ajira animu a omugusu kra ni omo eka ho asem ni enu se no ade chen enda no pai eso ne nya no tie se ene akoye de etwa to yi ahwe yi a na de beba no ebe sa chen so sa pepe ena ekọ so ni nya ni fira se endi Samayon ko no esan so legit se o mate send you for na kokopa nipa de ho e de mo free kintampo metre pass ahodo ba ko enum na mo de o mo tena mo de o ma be edrama nsi mo se amupo mudi mbese about on kratan mu se o me kru ham adehye enso omo suso mu free edra ha sei na eko ewiamu be se number ko ho no na nkrofo bi free wa bi ba se o mba be transfer mu ni na ni sponsor hene ha ye mpene ema mu wura tete bi a ye transfer puna manya kwampo akwa kodila eno na mentem ho ase ba ya ntokwa ani ekia na chese ebu omotutu ye kra da nya sanketo a edru wona chese wo se obi agane edepe ne kra na nya sanketo kra a etu kra mpo eto ye nanso say one and 2 years and 1 and 2 years ya hunipa or 2 no enso nyame chade obia empra etuno so ekasa ye no obia ni ho no ma etuno ebo no nemum abrante baako na metiri ho apai kakra ye de isu ehoroma no na afi o cheche ni bi so ono so otanso ye NPP communicator owura Ado Michael ono na no so important okano so enyina ye busiafo enyina ye nuafo enya ntokwa eya dintre kakiri nye etre ano ana yesu se ba ku bi sante ne ho asefri baabi oba ya ode sekan wanfo ntwam ne mum sekan ntemu no na ne odane ne ntim na ode bo ne ntuma kakra na oja no na ono so ekoye na no atide mini aba meka ne se police no eya de emu ana regional commander ofri asantemantemu mampon na ye na tenaye aba honom oye assistant commissioner oye owura Prince Jude Kobina oba no from yoko ni pen poni mi say nsesaya isi for na dia ba se wonu kwan se obi ba sa oba transfer ni din a obesi din na so ba approach ni say oba no entre ni din na so ma no pon ni din enko abato madu yo betima ya na so do beja ni waja ma yisi no amale de duma o kan wie no edi ba say free 15 to 20 minutes per na santa kono esase a principal no mo hono epro biasa 30 ejira hanom efo na free bisu free region ye mampon ebe kan ho a na omo hwe se asudi betimi aba ebo be so no nsia ene fa anase no nsia epa ho be se sema edu amikopi mo no na aye regional commander oba ye no wa parody the boys nyina na free no mo akasa se asudi betimi si ade asudi etimi aba ejira man ndi mase a ntokwa baaye de mentemo hase baaye pinche ne dia bro ne de se ebo a omotuto ye de ne nyansa nketo ne nyina mu no edi ntwe no eto aso a bibia akona wiye ewajira teteduma si hase
Moni adwuma yebeda wase pi yenua na afuri ya otonkrafi na GFM na ote nenkano National Chairman of the Concerned Drivers Association Ghana ano Ura William Osei dodo no afre ne pa wili en wabo kanema mpanyi John Dramani Mahama baso efa anamo ahodo a wotu sebe ya driver for wo mo hia asem obetumi aso ano ede ama wo mo bra wo ato abama no emfimpi mienu ene aduonu naye emu ochesa driver for bre papa wo mo friends entwefo nhia mu na ho no yero say echeche niema hodo enan bi akanema mpanyi John Mahama aboso se ode beba na abeboa driver for wo say de edikan eyese wo beton cars ye wo beton no efrie kwan so wo be free cars na broni friend high purchase no na wo mo atua ne kakran no danchen so a obe pension scheme e de ama driver for eno achi nso no obesisi bus terminals ene abefo de pa e de ama driver for eno danchen so a obe ped da ba ko de so no mo a sa da no ye de ebebo driver for ne de apeja wo mo abo wo mo abaso enti obetu din se National Drivers Day it is an yemei ena pa wuli ede eto ninuanma driver for enim se yade bi aka ne mampanyi wo ba obetimi aye eti duru ha wo monto abama no
no mama juma na odi abra driver for a friend game changer ya medical na kase yenuanma driver for wo wiase nyina a wonim se ye kase ye to love man ye to no omumia nyina me anye joma amasem no kanento efise ye ne yenim se waye bida na no waye bida no obaba beka no eno ne yetie joma amase oba obema en gas ada union bia wo Ghana ebetime nya bidia ade akire ekonu ama transport no ayakono ye train support money the whole Ghana driver for nyina fi wo yini fi wo se obema en pension ye kwa momejima yetim edu bia na ye mu kura jaye efise wo ka sei ne wo bedi kura wunya dan bia beda wonni ba oba no gidi wo mu se wo kakra da account mu benya bia hwe kwala na obetra ho nti sade na yam papa joma ma ade aba no ye salutu no ye kase ye man mo ye first thing
Any out ye a national chairman of that concerned drivers association in Ghana, Ora William Osei, George Osei, and a one Simiano Ebai. Executive Director of the Africa Center for Energy Policy at No ASAP, Ora Benjamin Boache, and one also editor just a bit to me Anka Ghana, baby, Yanina Mawden, Efrino, Yam Fansha and Crown Cre and said a bear, won't bet to me a Jumana Ama a home at Yepa, no the Sanse me a to Jabra, or Yanche Chijumedi son kwa imani Africa ni esep, won enana esi womo SS, Nina efa or Haunia Benidia, Yenya ewo, Yanina Mahmoden, Biaho. Na Yera Benjamin Boache editor Jache must say, Fire Electricity Company of Ghana, and Ghana Grid Company Limited, ya, womo entimi mwayen, fa enyina Mahmodia, yen sabekana pepepe, ne brano, sika wase wobia wudi enyina Mahmodidi Juma Utria, Nina ye bia atonsium ewo ECG and agriko womo edwosio Ndiera Boache eche mu se sie de ankrankra ebewura mu a eno betimi aboa ama enyina Mahmoden no womu sika semetimi agina yie na afenso no enisoade hunu bi omde besi wo maniso no eno soso wo betimi edru ho na womo aboa Ghana fo ama etimi enyina Mahmoden da bia emetwintwan yakwemu
also to me the man no and fan who say Ghana ni so we when you the also when say enyina Mahmoden na betimi agina so a PRC adwuma and so be make sure say omo ye adwuma ho no omo sisi ye omo yo adwuma ni ye ka omo bona no an omo pass on amaye anya sa de be te ho na ye koba na ye nyina ya be hia na ye ka dum so ho ase no say adwuma fro ho ase ke nyina ye koba enti ni ye mo bona se betimi ama kwankra ye I'm from Korea. So how I that there be billions of cities now buying their question anymore. Then maybe few. I'm at Kasasika no. You dey work here. Akwan you work here school but there the prefer sika and more dey kakra. I'm fuel I say the generate electricity sometimes it means talk ni na and find generate electricity I say a generate betimi aboa. I'm akanya no etimi agina so.
Any out Executive Director Yaoda Africa Center for Energy Policy ASAP ano Ora Benjamin Boache. Nano si yena Deputy Managing Director Yaoda ECG ano Engineer Kwajo Oben ono so ene in charge of operations headed to Jache mu se womo kas wo betimi low shed no betimi the timetable aba na enya de betimi aye yesa isan se said de nkane an yedum no na yeso no entoa mu baako entom ba ko ntine entimi ento atoaso nti wo mkofa timetable ne ba enti omuntimi nni so nti ade ebe wonwonan basa something which is there bibi oho na nanse yakra na ECG fo wo ne gridco eka bomu ede betu dwase wo de na otwe miensa esi ho no mu a eno no nkane na ebe ka freka twosa wo hyase enura jumbusu na to so edu emiensa ne yakofa we abanyina eye gas ya ewo senka yensa kana brano fi Nigeria memu nanso yensa kan no nakofa we aba.
So in the past we said that because the information about how much to be shared was erratic, we couldn't really provide a timetable because in the morning we could say that we need to share maybe just 40. Imagine we prepare a timetable saying we'll share 40, 8 o'clock, and then by 12 that situation changes. It was a bit fluid. Between 8 and 12, it could change from 40 to 60 or even drop to 20. So we realized that even if we prepare a timetable, there will be a lot of inconsistencies. And the worst we want to have as a nation is for the utility to say you go off between 8 a.m. and 12 and then you don't go off. Or you exceed that period. We can't really plan with such piece of information.
Eni awoti ye eye kwanchirefo penya be de kira wono ne da ECG ano in charge of operations engineer Kwajo Oben yenua Henry akwasi menka ena eboansem no ebae wana won ho bon yenko koku adwuma emu ena womo ede ato ensem bi ato dwa ewapo imantemu HSCC emabuna nka empanyi eni ho no mu a won bete empanyi ento ano womo adwane afiri koku adwuma no mu ena ne obenya wo kada senso pragia na ene wasom no otwi naja wode hwe ne ho ene na brabo ena wanya wokada na se pragia na se bia ne keka ho no bi antwi na wakwakobɔ awura galamsey mu na kyese wotu ne se ya fukam ti amasese kokoku adwuma no teba fom wotitirapoye mantemu na president ono ne da asetena pa koko cooperative ano ora makayivo eno odi to dwachem se mabunu no kokoku adwuma na nyo makono bio enti wo magya to baabi kora ena aka merewa ene nkokora ena kyese wo mugunguram ye koko ho adwuma na no no kyese se ya hwe ne yi a daache obi ene obekɔ wuram so okwa dua koko ana okoye koko ho adwuma enti wo se mpanyin di wo mo NIC form pa na nia amma mabunu no wo mo enni odo emma kokoku adwuma no saa de no betumi aso ano na sa atwe wo mo abamu bio
omo ye training efa we nyina a ebeboa omo atimi asi omo ejanom ene enanom ananmu mre a cocoa production no suffer. This program is purposeful to support to ensure say the cocoa has a future. Sustainability is guaranteed. Say enche say ye papa no no ko a omo so ho a ombeje asi omo nan. Yen as Fairtrade no ye de nim pa say we are very optimistic say cocoa yo no ye wodachi esan say anka NORAD ana anka Fairtrade ento anamo eye ade aye sisi ana anka omo amowa ha sisi a omo ye graduates anka omo nyina be ko galamsey anka omo nyina be ko akotwe pragia anka omo nyina be ko akoye bibi fufuro a ebia enye kokoku ayo
ene panya ono ne da West Africa Cocoa Program ano Barman chatting ena ote nenka na president on ne da asetena pa Cocoa Cooperative Union no makayivo ono so epeja ansem no bi ena o kyese sesei anka mpanyi ebon kokora ne mrewe na anka mabunu mugina mukukam na modo na mo hye na mo pam na kyese mo komani mu an sesei ne yehu ne se galamsey ene okada business no ayo mo si ase de papa enti wo sre aban se nia ekoso no aban amemu a ebe ha dwen
mabunu na a ye pesenka wo mo ebesi yan anan no sesia no okada hwinene galamsey no ama wo frɛ mabunu no sɛ wo mo mra meboa wa adwuma kra na ɛyɛ den maye ama sesia no ɛsɛ yɛ hwɛ anamo a yebetu na yetimi asesa saa mabunu no ma onatimi abɛka ye ho yebehia aban ne ankrakra bi a ɔwɔ pɛ sɛ ɛsane sɛ kokoo yɛ Ghana nti no ɛsɛ yetimi fa ɔkwan bi so a yebetimi ahyɛ mabunu no nkunan ma wo mo etimi abɛka ye ho ma Cocoa dwumadie no etimi akonkan wo oman no mu eye ehiasem kase a aha akuafo no pa efse saa bre nyina no obekona emabunu no egiegina akwan ho a omukura okada a omo eye adwuma enti no yen asetena pa cooperative no yen partner Tony Chocoloni wa bomode asoyasen ma yafa adwumayefo a yetua won kama womo esiesie yen akuafo no Cocoa
na womo kyerese we no womo epa disuafo be se duno ensia bi ondo mafa entitie mu se ne ebe ya womo eni beje kokoku adwuma ho enti womo guso womo tetewa anom soso akọ tete binti strategy and impact director Audit Fairtrade Africa no Madeleine Njeri Muga oni pisa fa mitwetwe nkomo enna o cheche santete womo de ma mabunu no sunsanso a ede bebre kokoku adwuma.
We have 4 strategic pillars. In those 4 strategic pillars, looking at markets, looking at advocacy, looking at sustainable farming systems, and also looking at empowered and transformed producer organizations. This program is about gender inclusivity and youth. And this is a cross-cutting theme for us across everything we do. When we are working in markets, we're looking at how we can bring in women on board because women comprise about 65% of all women in this space. Looking at advocacy, how do we use the voices of women, how do we use the voices of young people to lobby, but also looking at climate, the impact of climate, and what practices can women bring. Youth are more agile, more innovative. How can we bring them into the agricultural space and really mitigate the impact of climate?
Any strategy and impact director Fairtrade Africa Madeleine Njeri Muga Michael Akrufi ena ebuan semiano by utie kaseboy ewo peace 104.3 FM so na yedi aseda emma aboafoi Osons chemist won ene de Osons garlic capsules aba eboy sa de bone ene baby etutu eya usisi waposo ene ye oya unya osons garlic capsules hibia ebeboa wo yie papa ama ho asisi ho so. MTNC, we there for you everywhere you go. Open network papa yeah enkase the number you have dialed does not exist here. MTN ado ho beto so one more na in a dampro one more 4G plus na kwa de ene jai wo pay internet connectivity ne de ya dem say ya kama we there for you ampa everywhere you go. Hisense Ghana, I say home appliance be a here a refrigerator, chest freezer, air conditioner, television, gas cooker, electric cooker, washing machine, smartphone, sound system, rice cooker, a diana min kabu or say simu pam confidently neko Hisense for mu showroom bia e benwo neko to wo mu product ni bi esan say one more enna mao 5-year manufacturer defect warranty obi ni ho this ade no ebema wo eti any Hisense for any nkomo obetimi afon 0302 550 000. Hisense, everyday prices for everyday people. Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital. One more sabia sonko mu de bibidro and one de etunyarewa ase. Amen Scientific say allow shafi onyankropon kuto ene yare safo. Amen se brai ne bejo yare santem entena se emma yade endokowa emma hu safedie wugina asamado ene atiasefo enkwanta ansa na otum dikako wo se yade ne nhyase mpo no bra ne be hwe onipadua no wo munya hunu ya no de dra kan team na yade no etutu ekọ ne amen ninkita ho e wo 0245 275 254 afei 0244 227 192. Duffel Roofing Systems nso enie one more at the quality long span roofing sheets by IBR, IDT, self-log, step tiles, standing seam, quality trusses, and then yakeka one more aluminium and alu-zinc materials, colors ahodo ne sizes ahodo na woba beto alu-zinc ne bidia 10% discount and a biaso one more ewo East Legon, one more Ben Trinity Theological Seminary, one more Allied Fuel Station no echipe only Duffel Roofing Systems in Komo ewo 0543 661716 and 0243232818. Duffel Roofing Systems. When you think roofing, think Duffel. Novus Industries and Trading Limited in Sunni. One and the Novus range of drinks abba ya bibia occasion bia unya Novus wasia de ene wawie mapomode papa ene sanso ede ye coconut milk drink ho ye Novus original flavor melon banana pineapple mango etimisrewa birthday party na wo ye anase bia bibia wo ye bia wo freedom amaba be hie mo ho amu bedidi anom no ya kai na ekoto Novus de ene bi drinks no efa eka ho obetimi no madi nkita ho 0533 733 028. Budget cash and carry enie was so here hoden foforo ubetimi dia boy dwuma left right and center wonti brebia dia ene na ye kamfo blue jeans energy drink ene de emma wo ebemu ahoden chesa ahoden a wahwere nyina ubenya nsia na mu kama uyo obi a obobo uyo obi a wodi adwuma uyo adwuma bi a eden a mesel say blue jeans energy drink ene ebe kamfo ede amaw ebemu aye bold ebemu aye sharp ebemu aye tough ebesamo aye smart come pa one budget cash and carry for any kita home it was 0208128187 and 0208128190. Yeah, well, this way chocolate drink and a specialized natural mineral water wadaroma and obo echidom miadeka sebe abremu ye jenkrato ye ba ye beto ansem ne so.
Happy delightful June. Wachulala, swachulala, chichi soso. Afrana pa. Epekwashu breakfast and was in woman. Joe happy delightful juice against with toast, cereal, and even them cool. And we bread and fifi. The moisture fridge man. Happy delightful juice. One of one. And you be here. Recommend to relax away. So I know when you're. Let's say what Happy July free juice. Offer no pay we are bringing you all day long. On free juice. No Happy July. One different flavors, different size. You number 1 liter. Number from 150 and 250 ml. A baby healthy life shops on your supermarket. Happy July free juice. Loaded with taste.
Hey, Colombo. Hey, Colombo. Hey, I asked him to buy me original politics.
Hey, please don't make mistake. Stop the papa. Open the come out. And you politics no gala. You hey, papa.
Papa, can ruffle.
The pointer is original. The first and the best.
What is? Ukota also put the acrobat using it.
Politics, yes.
Tune it in, turn it up,
Peace FM,
and rip off the knobs.
I was here for Yetwa Kasiabono Eso. Center for Democratic Development, CDD Ghana, one more ayehwehwemu bi ewo. Mensi bese enwoche ya yitu FM Goodie ewo ho. Ya watu din obrofo sem said the Gang of 8. Na sa mensi ni ehwehwemu a womo ye na ba betodwa ese mensi ana nkura hodo ne mantam a yitu FM Goodie wo ho no mo no. Ohia brubro ekun womo papa ne research manager ya oda CDD Ghana no Ra Mohammed Awa ekanya ne se eyade bia areho na asefempa se mensi na fe kropon ahodo a womo ebowura mu no wobekɔ he ba etu fam gudie pa sika kokɔ pa yi etim ho sabiribi no yetu ne se pukam enso eba empuntu a womato nsuom akwanfo ɛhɔ ne firi ensu papa bi ani hɔ wonhyɛ dan hunu adan papa bi ɛwɔ hɔ sukufu adan kora de ne yenka ena afi so kora na se bia won benya ayresabia papa bi ne kobaso wom ho dodo wom a womatimi akɔhwɛ ho yade nso a eno so abɔ wom na no ena o kyese wenum nyina kofa bae eye se yentimi mu akonta papa emfa efense gudia yitu ewo ho no mo no yemu akonta papa emfa ho afi so kora no sika yenya efri sa agudie no mo no wobɛhwɛ no na yaya na basa enti mensi na fe kropon ahodo a yetu fam gudie wo ho yetu se box site nye gold nkwa box site ene ne keka ka ho nyina wo ho no mo no eba ohia brubro ohia sabe ekum aboa koto ne ma eto anwea so no eno ebi ena edokoro wo na Ora Mohammed Awa ede sansemi etudwa ebra CDD ene wasa East Mensi Assembly no nananom ahemfo ene omanfo nyina ehyiamu ewo daboase na sa hwehwemu a wo mo yeye woda na di ede kire wo.
But for some districts no ewo Ghana no because nyame ache omo gold diamond in the manema because we are a mining district there within tokwa demonstration kwan nye school nye clinic nye in the manema hu faso a mine no edeba the research ahwe se anya bia mfaso eba ema efa mine no ho ana na sika eba no kwan ben so na ye fa ye manage sa sika no ne ye hu ni se oba wasa easter mbodimbo in relation to management and utilization of mining royalties and shada and so any enye wasankwa ye were 21 mineral resource rich districts in Ghana na ye 8 ewo mu a ye assessment ye from the Gang of 8 omo na wo hwe a ye man gold ni natural resources hopa na wo hwe sa 8 ni na ye omo nyina in the sample omo nyade so a problem a national problem.
We Mohammed Awal ya ono na ye research manager ewo CDD Ghana na ora Wilson Arthur ono dwemtani oda local management committee effectiveness ano ono kura ka no DC ewo wasa East Mensi no emu ono so editudwa echiremu ese wo hwa committee no enso so kwan ya omofa so a sika wo munya free fam goodie etuomu no wo mo etoto no fa na afenso haw ne abenidi a wo mo FM efasa sika yi ho
LMC no yadwuma ne se omo bebre sika na yahwe dia ye project ewo mining catchment area dia ye ne se ishia all the ahemfo ewo mining catchment area ho ne assemblymen ne citizens ye nyina etina se na ye nyina ya no akopen group se ye nye brofo do first the first project ye chief compound and you see nursing quarters sign the count. The second project a skill training center. Subri, you see project in every LFC a major challenge. Amount of scar. Share down say 2% of the money. Say 500,000 cities never 10,000 cities. It's for the whole year. The workers we meeting back one. Let's just say and supervision. Projects. Let's say projects. And then it's kind of a problem.
Na ne kwakwa mu na Wasa is the district coordinating director ono eneko CDC honorable Emmanuel Boache anemo Ora Evans Mark Ando ono so edi to dwache mu se eba se bia Wasa is Mercy Assembly no wo mo ekwa akogege to ana se bibia tesa eni ejai atenie pa wo manfo no be suagu wo mo so no enya asem ke 20 of so dia de se dia to adwadifo ene wo mo tonton ade ne ade nyina se eba wasodie anase wasede so mamba pa ese utua to ne etimi akekere mensi no a eya wo munya so mu di assembly na tem no na wo hwe no muntua no mutua assembly ne de be adwuma wo mensi no mo
ye wo mining district ampage but ehwe yen district ne kese onyada sika yin no boso bia ti ye wo yen akasa so yen eto kete awa etonade wo se ewuguma de bi odi tua ticket awa pamade awa ye hairdresser awa boy provision store ewo bojo obi yes wo so ewo bibi kakra odi tua ma assembly ye gina fi sika ye gina onye sika kasibia bi odi tua 24 cities 36 cities or the task force ko gina no do to bi wo kwa ada pay obetwa assembly ni no e no ye yewa ye ndi suit baby o hihye di yes ma collector no for car ko baby na se wo ye wodama the man yes ye take mbra no do aba court ye mpedo oduda mti na ye nyon kasa the citizens na so wona seze kakra odo ye won so wonye wona afem
ene a oti ye Wasa is Wasa is district coordinating director ono ne kosi DC honorable Emmanuel Boache anemunti Evans Mark Ando ena otenen kan yenua listo wala Bajida Costa oton krafi Wasaman FM ena odinsemi ebae afibia jumbo sumene de to so edunan ewiase nyina to si wono mo e de bodero se obia bekeka no ho na watimi akwakotwe moja e de eguare sabia se ne beya wona beba yare sabia wo mu hia moja emputupuru no yatimi enya bi e de amon na afi chief executive officer ya oda national blood service ano Dr. Shelley Fellis Usufori ono editudwa chekere ensembia ededa ya no ya so obi kaso onu a efri nipem akwaya sabia kwakotwe moja yebeka gu nasum sesi a na nipa no wasesa na adwene wasini nyina ye bosirimuka ye ensem a enye nokre na eni nyina so bia na bra won nsantwefo twinkomo no na wo chekere eniemamu ese obi a wobefri upem sa wobetwe moja de ama eguare sabia no yede kan hwehwe nipadua no mu hwehwe moja no mu ehunu se yare bia ni mu a wokotwe moja na ebehaw ansa na omamu atumi etusa anamono na womo a efri omu pemu ebetwe no obo womo abaso
ne day e pese mi gina mo afidie kese iso na me hye obi a oti me nenkran enkrofo bi wo hwa ye di hu ewura omumu ama omu dwen se otwi moja e di sunsanso obo ni bi beba wo so enkrofo bi wo hwa omu fa camera si omu anima ni omu ya ne se ye dwuma pa ya ye education ya ye ni advocacy ya ye nyina omu hwiti ni nyina ekeka ensema enim ni nyina ye bosremuka nti yesremu mo amu pese mo twi moja amatititi nsema nkrofo keka social media ya abaisu mboni nyina engu abanso mu ayen ene ye kasa ye lay statement for parliament for blood donation any blood transfusion wo Ghana ye bompa ye say ebeto ye parliamentarians na komaso na yetumi afund blood services in a sustainable manner for Ghana.
Na no see ye na deputy minister for health, deputy minister of health honorable Alexander Kwasiakwa ono so echeche ehia se wo ho a kware sabia na kotwe moja ne emfa bi ensie na daachi bi obi ho kire no a ye de aboa no
moja eyenkwa na sky moja so ye de beka se moja eyenkwa ejina hei se ni moja ewe widie mu a ye ni nkwa ye hwe nipa dodo a moja nti o mahwere wo monkwa na de hia ene se bebe ye ho kwan na ene ayeda ye de yi moja ana se da ye de kai wo mu a o matu om ho asio no mo se wo mo etwe moja de bo afoforo no ye nyina de ye ho agim ye nim se nse mebre na manfo eka ewo moja yie ho na so bo me yenti ase ye hu no se moja wo ho ye nya fia enu nti so biti baabi na o kaboja ho asem na o kasetia moja yeya sa nipa no na se onno nipa wo yobi a wo gina o se ento aba mawo na se wo no wansua se wo bebo agi nipa nkwa eti yen so ye pese ye gina ho no mo ye kandifo pa ne ade a o se esua se esu be ye moja ye ya ye chidifo ne wo mo do yen ebesua na o mo so o medi e kire bi
na ne kwakwa mu na acting commissioner ya oda national insurance commissioner no ora Michael K Ando no so edi tu dwase wo mo no wo mafato wo ho so enti benfie miensanie no wo mo ntwe moja kora no na enye 5019 units ya wo matwe edi egu a sabia se edi egu National Blood Bank wo se ne be ya obi hia moja ye betimi di bi aboa wo
Obia momodin se ebreso se ye twi moja obia momodin na won twi bi we ya ma ya ho yenye nkoyo enkomo bi yemfa nkoche obi yankasa ye ho ne ye moja ye nton yentimi nkram firi ama no ne yentimi nya wo factory agise yankasa ne ye yibia ma no obi anya bi se anye sa obi anya bi mfiri ba bia enti senia ye pia se be ye mfie miensani afezu ye besan ya hyase obia momodin no mfa no ho nhyem ye ya ma yankasa ye ho se mfie miensan kan nyina aboma 5019 pints so far ya yetimi ayadia manu ye hwe ni mu se afei ti efiase a ye nyina beka ho na yakọ ani mu chen ya yakọ no afida no
ene a oti yi eye National Insurance Commission opanyimpa ya ono ene da no Ra Michael K Ando Porsche mensa bonso ena eboa sansemi nyina no ebaye na Jomuro mashe bedwani ye wo atoye mantemu Honorable Dorcas Afotofe wa bon homoden pa ama basic school ya ewo mempasem ewo ne mpesua no eso mempasem Roman Catholic Basic School ono ankasa foto no hoso ene wasiesie school ni nyina school no wo mo ehyaase no wo mo anwie no wo mo to na jeje mu ntinsuo ene awia ne nkotre ne awowo ena na wo mo age edan no aboso enti ono ankasa foto no hoso ena wasi school ni nyina boso apenti ne kama ya enei enkoda no betimi akomu akwakosua de na mempasem hene na ezene beni ya odi kan bra won nsantwefo twetwe nkomo no ene odi aseda piesie memra hyebedwani ese dachi sade etie bia ne din die wo munya aboda enchirima ba wo mbeboni din
Doctors, afọ ya hapụ ọkachọfọ yezu na kakare akana elekana nwa imami okolo bitemu ke obeti mamo oju andesi ama oju na jemo yerunwa ya kare doke yeka ebeka ka ka tu so now yezu so jam ori edo mo alabraka enya 100% ebenye 200 kike edo onabo eka ke wonbe ebenye de wa ya no tomorrow ya we ke jawara ke maramo ya ba ya man we want to go wale e da ba ya ase you e so ke o do ma ye bie na so ni ba ni na ni e bi na ko ja ma e ba ba ma mo le pasa doctors afuto fe e go mo o you o ma le e da wa se ya mi lo pa
na ese we ya mempasa mehene na ezene benie ya odi kan ezema kasa na kire se wopoto no kama ema yeti ye na no sie na Jomro District Education Director Edith Mary Hagan ono so editu dwache se school dan ya wo mo asi no yade bi e beboa papa na edensesan ye papa na aba empesua no eso
why we juma ankasa woma ya mo se besi ya papa yana samanya yeda wasi bebre ojuma pa eriziwo education iye mutenye ejuma MP oriye semisha other sectors na misha education na mumunya na kumada education do chen other sectors meba ha wa yenzama pi computers, Ozima schools, scholarship, Ozima Mofoma, 2 buildings, or safety, or raw materials, so one fancy schools. Toma Asuzi Kesa, Odamodo as education director, Eya, not Wapu Fum Kakra. Namama Kacha me at your onye head teacher, onye day, quality education, all the years of my from an over the years of my.
Na no see ye na Roman Catholic parish priest ono so ewo Jomoro Mercy no Reverend Father Jerome Toku Apia ono so dia seda PSC e mamra hye bedwane no.
School asem nyame asem so school asem. Menye politics. Na so nipa ya dia na osaiya to say yeka yeridase. Bible say Israel enter aboafo. Me ba no 2022 November. The book that I saw it was Roman school. And that would be a Roman one and then swap. Tina Pedro was saying that the Roman fought operational to be a season, Sunday and Guano, Yame, a season. I was for say, no, I get to say, you shall come back for there. Igna, Yachins, Nakasanabo, Yamisha. Yes, I'm sorry before you. Yes, and I sound so up painting no Roman for your color. Anabo, Yamisha.
Where District Roman Catholic Parish Priest, Sewo Jomoro, mention no Reverend Father Jeremy, Toku Apia. Na, the Amrashibe Dwanini ye no, and Quadano Muko School, no. Womo trokata kama and womo kenkaya womo de eda mrashibe dwane no ase yenua Elizabeth Ejen and ekeka ni nyina abomu edebre ebusuafo kasebo no esi Midi ede mame biama kwafo me na bebe kenkan kasebo ni nyina ede mamo yede aseda a eni kabia emma Remy Spices, one more ebetaye chibo yichidom, one enenam wasa so emma text messages no. Ye debre mo Remy Spices si ewo emu ahodo ye wo Remy goat, Remy chicken jollof, beef. It is open so aduane no. So form na epai dia eya use Remy Spices na efa eye waduane baby a ton eniyema bia convenience shop bia okwa obenye bi ato afa sedaka sian koma Osons Chemist, MTN, High Sense Ghana, Amen Scientific Hospital, Duffield Roofing Systems, Novus Industries and Trading Limited, Budget Cash and Carry, Nyumekoya Daroma eno nyumrombo echidom miade sebono ebesomo yadamu nyina se amamu entity.
Tune it in, turn it up,
Peace FM,
and rip off the knob.